Yo, what up, gents? I don't even know why the fuck I said gents. Whatever. I don't use that one totally too often. So anyway, let me fix this because I'm about to start driving, and man, this thing I gotta get a fucking good system for this. If this can be a regular thing, because I am just about life right now, and you know, you gotta fucking stay on task. You can't fucking get distracted just because you want to sit there and fucking post a video. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to get this thing worked out better. Maybe get like one of those holders. I think it doesn't matter. But those fucking holders, you know, made by the company that does the floor mats, they do like a cup holder with a phone holder in it. Just can't think of the name. Anyway, back to the reason for my visit with you guys. So I kind of had this realization, and I wanted to share it for myself when it's fresh. And so this is unthought out thought, and I just want to develop the idea and work on it. And this is proving to be the most effective fucking tool ever I've ever had in my whole life. Because I'm not very good at sitting down and just reading, so I listen to audiobooks, right? And then I fucking talk on the phone all day, friends, whoever. Like, I'm constantly talking or listening to podcasts or dancing to music. I need something. I need stimulation mentally. And when you talk, it's sort of like when you write, because when you write, you're writing so that you can formulate your idea in a way and convey it in a way where the other person understands it. It's not just a raw thought in your head that comes out like, me, hungry, blueberry. Like, that's how we think, right? But that's not how we talk. We have to say, I would really enjoy some blueberries right now, you know? And so that makes an intentionality, and it actually makes the thought a little more clear, where it's like, I would like some blueberries right now, but those like big juicy ones, you know, like the overgrown ones with the fucking hormones in it, that you know are fucking probably have like base AIDS or something. Those are the best ones because they're so fucking juicy. I hate those like tiny little round ones. You bite into it and it's like, ooh, that's a sour one, dried on the top and all that. Anyway, so this is becoming helpful for me, super therapeutic for me to go and formulate the idea and construct it. And so I just want to pass it on to you guys, and that's even why I called. I reached out to you guys because I wanted to talk about something else, and that's what it was. I was about to pause until I figured it out. All right, cool. That's what it was. So the reason that I had this visit is because the other day I posted something. It was the second video that I shared on the Comeback Council and on the Comeback Council page, and it's the second video. In that, it's either the second or the third. It definitely was not the first, but I just remember when I re-listened to it after I posted it, because I did the video and then I thought about it, and then I watched the first one, and I fucking like lost it. Like, I cried exactly when I cried. I was about to say he cried in the video. I cried exactly when I cried, like just as strong. It was fucking crazy, and I saw the rawness and the realness of it, and then I saw me like coming out of it and be like, no, sorry, all right, fuck that. That's not what I want to do right now. And it wasn't me being angry, by the way, at my emotional response. It was literally me being like, okay, that's not helpful. That was good. That was a good moment. And now it has to pass. Let's let it go. Reset. Back to center. Back to my yoga, okay? My balance of unity of mind and body. So, anyway, the reason I reached out was because there's a thing I said that was something along the lines of, my point was before when I was telling you all that, it was that my point was, and by the way, when I stop and start and stop, I'm using this also as mental therapy, because I had a horrible brain injury with my accident, and the horrible brain injury made it so bad where I couldn't finish sentences, and I would forget what I was saying all the time. I think I mentioned that in another video. I don't know if I posted it or if I'll post it before this one, but anyway, Sorry for repeating myself sometimes, but some of these things are going to come up. And the brain injury made it very hard for me to speak, and I got insecure with speaking, and because I couldn't finish a sentence, because while I was talking, like, I'll give you an example, I would forget while I'm talking what I was saying, but it wouldn't be me talking to someone and then, like, forgetting who it was like a reset, like Dory style. It wasn't like that. It wasn't Dory moments. It was more when I'm talking, if I go on too long with a thought for like more than 6 or 7 words, my memory, like, it was so complex to, be intentional. It was so hard to put in the intention of formulating the idea, and then using your brain to make the muscles in your mouth move, and then make the voice make like that whole transfer of information from the brain through all the nerves, and then finally to the muscular skeletal structure to make fucking noises with my mouth. That process was so much in and of itself that with my injured brain, I lost the idea. I couldn't finish it, and I forgot what I was talking about all the time. And it's like the most embarrassing thing. Just think about it when you're at a party and you're like holding court and you're telling this fucking story and everybody's like all gripped and they're all watching, they're all ready and listening. The most embarrassing thing would be like, you're telling a story and you're like, and so like, I forgot what I was saying. That's embarrassing a little bit, but it's so much worse, dude. If you're me, if you're a fucking talker, like if you fucking literally talk for a living, like I'm a contractor, I have to sell myself, and then I have to communicate to the fucking customer what I'm gonna do, but they don't know like how to fix shit. I do, so I have to take all this technical information and then put it down in layman's terms, and so I talk for a fucking living, and so I would forget what I was actually talking about mid-sentence, and then it made me cower because it was so embarrassing that I forgot it. And then I started getting in conversations where I would, like, when you're talking to someone, you can tell they, like, it's almost like they're acting like they really have to go to the bathroom. They're kind of like walking away from you, like, not holding their crotch literally, but like it's almost that sort of vibe they're giving off, like they just want to get away from this conversation. And I had that for the first time in my entire life this last year. The first 5-6 months, no, it was longer than that, 7 months after I got home from the ICU. I had that all the time, and it was incredibly hard because the Shannon that I'm used to being is a Shannon that can like talk down the and have a tree trunk of ideas, and then I can split off of a branch, right? And I don't then go down a whole nother branch. Sometimes that's needed to bring it all together, but like a lot of times I'll go off onto a subcategory and then a subcategory, and then we always joke about it, me and my friend, family, daughter, whoever, when we're talking, we're like, all right, well, we're like 5 levels deep, so let's see if we can bring it back. My point was, and then we're like, yeah, we like laugh about it, like, holy fuck, we did it again, we just went 5 levels and got back. That was like fun, and that was fun, the mental gymnastics of it. And so if I do ramble and get sidetracked, I don't want to feel insecure about it when I'm talking to you guys, because by being insecure about it, it will make me think about, like, the insecurity will make me think about the fact that I lost it for a sec, and that will make me lose it even more, right? And everybody knows that. So with that said, I don't want to have to worry about why I'm going 2, 3, 4 levels deep, 5 levels deep, and I don't want someone to like misunderstand my intention. I'm not trying to like fucking talk grandiose or act like I know more than anyone or be a teacher. I'm literally practicing because it's such good recovery from my brain injury, this whole process of communicating properly. And every single time I talk like this, like I'm talking now, I'm in my mind, I'm giving myself a little mental fist bump, like, dude, good job, man, good job, like every time. So anyway, that's all practice, and that's all I want to say about that. And then let's see if I can remember exactly why. Yeah, I did remember why, because I'm a fucking badass. I'm killing it. It's awesome. So the reason why I brought this up is because, all right, so I got to be on the move. I can't sit here and do this. So I'm going to walk and talk. I got to. Sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. I had to pause it for a sec because I was parked behind my landlord and he had to get out. No one ever parks in the spot in my spot. But anyway, so dude, with all this happening, the fact that I actually am confident that I remember my original point for starting this video is so fucking amazing to me. I'm so fucking proud of myself, and not only proud of myself because it took a lot of fucking speech therapy, like intentionally working on it, and then intentionally working on it at home, and a lot of yoga to reunite my mind and my body. I mean, it took a lot of fucking work, boys, like a lot of fucking work. So I am proud of myself, but I am also fucking counting my blessings and realizing how gloriously immaculate and amazing this life is and this body is. Sometimes to give you the ability to your body fucking heals itself, you know? Yes, it took intentionality, but also I could be a fucking vegetable right now. They gave my daughter a 50-50 chance if I'd ever wake up. Then they gave her a 50-50 chance if I would ever start talking again because all I could do is growl. They thought I was going to be a quadriplegic if I woke up, you know? And so, like, the fact that I went all those ways to get all the way to this point to where now I'm fucking doing yoga every day. I'm being a contractor and building fucking houses and restoring people's homes, their living space, their sanctuary back to beauty, which is a very fucking important aspect of what I do, the perspective that I have of it and the intentionality I put into it and the love and all that. But the fact that I can fucking actually remember 5 levels deep like before, and get off subject, like on a tangent that is subject, but like subcategory style, and bring it all the way back is fucking awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying that. I got a little emotionally wrapped up in that one. Anyway, so my original point is in one of those videos, second or third one, I said something like, either, you know, if you're gonna help me, cool. I was talking about like getting people out of my life or in my life, like deciding who I want. And I basically worded it in a way where it sort of sounded like, hey, if you can help me, then get the, you know, cool, help me. If not, like, I mean, in my mission, in my why, in my goal, my fucking, you know, my centered why, my purpose, right? My direction. If you can't help me, get the fuck out of my way. And afterwards, after I listened to it after I posted it, because I posted it on Facebook as well, because I posted it with an idea of an audience of 3. My wife and, an audience of 4. So my ex-wife, my kids, and my brother Brian, who's also my business partner. He used to be my business partner, and now he's the full owner of the company. You know, that's a different subject. But yeah, it was the whole thing was for me to reach out to 4 people only. So I posted on Facebook knowing that at some point none of my family are actually fucking... none of them are Facebookers, except for my brother Brian, and I'm pretty sure he fucking blocked me and all that. And so he just doesn't talk to me. I have no idea. Like none of those 4 talk to me at all. I'm blocked on their phones and shit, like all of that. And the only one that talks to me is my daughter. And like she talks to me very cautiously, but she talks to me, and it's just because like she's fucking legit, like legit one of the coolest fucking people in the world. Like I swear to God, where I'd be at in my life if I was like her at 21. Like she's on point in so many ways, and she has fucking endless potential. And I pray to God that I fucking am in her life to help her through this journey with everything I've just learned and everything I've learned this whole life. I pray to God that I can be back in her life because I can propel her and help her to get. I can help propel her. She will propel herself. I can help propel her and help her and guide her and direct her because that's our relationship. That's why we're so close. Is from how we were when she was a kid. We went through a lot of shit together because I was a kid, she was a kid, and we fucking went in the trenches and we fucking like dug in. Like we had really hard shit to deal with, really hard emotional situations that we had to deal with, and we fucking did it together. And I fucking taught her how. She taught me how. Not really taught. She was like 5'3" to 8, but I fucking taught her all this shit, and then she got all these fucking, all these fucking building blocks and these weapons, and I was going through it too. So by me talking to her, this little kid, and help her understand it, it made me better at communication, by doing that process, just like I'm doing right now. So anyway, my daughter's the only one that I talk to. Everyone else has legit blocked me on their phone. Like, if I called it, it wouldn't even go on through. So none of them are on my Facebook. None of them will see it, but all of them are friends with somebody who is one of my friends. And so I posted it on Facebook with the intention, like, to get it out there for people only. And I did not even give a fuck. Wow, I look old. This is a wrinkle from the accident. And I just noticed it with the way the light is. You can't see it in normal lighting, but yeah, whatever. I had a lot of scars here. Like this was all like huge, and like I saw pictures of me in a coma, man. Like my fucking eyes were so swollen, like it was just little slits. It was crazy, dude. And I blew my mind, and didn't exactly do me any harm though, because I'm still as ugly as I was before. No, I'm just kidding. So I want to stay on track here. So my mission when I posted those 3 videos on Facebook, it was to basically put it in a smoke signal out there and say, hello, I'm over here. And I have the smoke signals go up, and and let them see, like, from afar, like, oh, he's over there. Oh, he's got some stuff going on. Okay. All right. Because I watched the first one, and I was crying, and I knew from knowing my daughter and my son, I knew if they saw it. And my ex-wife, her name's Fran. I shouldn't have said that. I gotta stop fucking using names. I gotta remember to stop using names because I don't know how to beep everything. So I'm gonna learn that. I'm actually gonna talk to. I used to have a really close friend, and her son. He has been awesome and checking in with me ever since the accident, because I when I met her, I would help him with homework and stuff, and like I helped him with school projects, and I just helped him now he's in high school, and I just helped him with one a couple months ago, and a school project he had, and he had to interview a business owner and stuff like that. And so he was one of the only he's the only child that regularly checked in on me, because I had all of my daughter's friends. I was friends with all of them, and all of my son's friends, I knew them, but we're not even kind of like at a place socially where we can talk. So there would be no reason for them to talk. But this kid is he's fucking my son's age. He was like, he was 14, no, he was 15 and 16 this whole time. And he was fucking calling me like on the regular. He would be walking down the street home from school, because his school's over here, my house is over here. He'd be walking by, and he would just come through the gangway, and he'd see me working on my motorcycle. I have a couple other bikes. And he'd see me working on one of my bikes, and he'd be like, hey, what's up, man? And he would just sit down. He'd be like, do you mind if I go inside and grab a drink? I'm like, sure. I mean, it was just so fucking cool, like, have this natural, normal feeling relationship, and I cherish the fuck out of that with everybody. And you guys all know, because I tell you on the regular and have the whole time, but you guys helped me get out of all this because you gave me practice on being a normal person. And that's all I knew how to do, was like, I was afraid to answer the phone when you guys would call. I was afraid to fucking answer it, because then I had to deal with like the fucking embarrassment of like forgetting what I'm talking about and feeling awkward. And I never want to be like seen as like weak or lesser than, and that's like my problem. I always like want to be on. I always want to be a fucking on point. I'm good. I don't need nothing from nobody. I'm good. And I just had to tell these people, like, I'm sorry, I don't know anything, and I thank you for keeping to call me, because it's sort of like hanging out with a toddler. When you're hanging out with a toddler, it's draining. It's very draining, because it's not fulfilling, because you are with like a little person that's needy. Actually, as far as mammal in the mammal kingdom. We have the longest dependency, baby dependency. As it takes a very long time for a baby to turn into a legit man. It's about 18 years, and obviously we live longer lifespans and all that too. But it's a very long dependency where you can't even like walk away from the person. It's like 6 months or whatever. You have to like bundle them up and make sure you can't roll. And so anyway, I heard a scientist say that one time, and I was like, oh, and I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that's fucking crazy. Well, because they're fucking so dependent for so long, it takes a lot of fucking stress and a lot of energy, and that energy is basically all coming from them or from you to them because they are just in need. They need to eat. They need to sleep. They need to, have diaper changed, and the three basics. And then they would need love, and they need attention, and they need affection, and they need interaction, so they can like learn how to use their lips and their mouth and all that stuff. And so that is such a vital part of the kid's life. And the thing is, the kid doesn't know how to express gratitude like we are used to socially as adults. And so, because somehow the universe, God, the universe, Allah, Akbar, whatever, knows that there's gonna be a problem. Like you can't just keep serving some fucking asshole who like you give him something and he's like you just imagine like it's like some dude fucking hanging out in your house and like you walk up and you're like, hey buddy, hey, here you go. Here's this bottle. You want a bottle? Yeah. I'll tuck you in a little bit. Yeah. Are you good now? And then you walk away and he's like, oh! Like, dude, that just wouldn't work. Like, you fucking definitely would ask him to leave at very least, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely wouldn't just keep taking care of him for, I don't know, like 18 fucking years. It's not that long. It gets better and better and better and better every fucking day. Like I remember when my daughter was 2, like, it was like the funnest fucking thing. We went on date nights and I could finally interacting with a human, And it was so fucking cool. Like, I got to bring her on adventures and be like, hey, come and see this. And like, she would say like that her fondest memories are like normal shit to other people is like going to Home Depot because like she's like, Dad, you made it seem like a magical kingdom. Like we'd walk in and you'd be like, Haley, look, there's all these shelves and then you go to this special area and there's doors, and when you open it you can go through that door into another world, and there's doors after doors after doors, and there's all these levels with boxes, and you can climb up the shelves into the boxes and you can hide behind them because the shelves are so deep. You can actually get behind stuff and hide in there. And like, because I would tell that to her, she turned it into an adventure in her mind because that was my intention. I had to do work. I had to fucking shop for a job, and I had my daughter with me. I had to get shit done, and I didn't want her like, can we go? Right? So I would fucking, I would get her mind going and I'd trick her into not trick her, I would lead her into having a proper perspective on the situation, maybe a little bit enhanced because she's a little one, but basically I was just making, I was making everything a little sweeter and a little rosier when it came to that. That was my goal, right? And my point with that is that was fun as hell that period in her life, but also there are periods where the kid, even at 18, 20, a lot of you guys have fucking kids that are teenagers, what I'm talking about. Like, even though they don't fucking need you, like sometimes they could still be like, you're like, here man, I got you a new cell phone. Here you go. Oh, cool. Nice. Right, on the video game. Thanks, Dad. What? No, yeah. They no appreciation. And it's really hard to do good things for people if they don't show gratitude. And I am so ready to fucking pour out everything for everybody around me that is worth it and loves me. And that is how I like express my love, and how I also like enjoy life. Like Haley always says that I'm like fucking Elf, Buddy the Elf, the way I am around Christmas. I make everything magical. I decorate the tree. I'm like, listen, and then we're going to go get Christmas decorations. We're going to put them up, and I make it a big family thing. And then we put up all the trees, and then we go and we get cookies, and then we go on the couch, and then we snuggle. Like, that's how I am. And that's literally a line from Buddy the Elf, And like his dad one time when he first met him, he's like, why are you smiling? Buddy the Elf put on a suit, and he comes to work all in a suit now instead of the elf outfit, and he's supposed to work. And he's like, yeah, Dad. And he's like, why are you smiling? Michael King. He's like, why are you smiling? Stop smiling. He goes, I love smiling. Smiling's my favorite. Like that's how he's lying about me. So I enjoy fucking making beauty around me. I enjoy making things happen around me and making joy because I'm just used to it. I was born that way. Like, that my grandma was the greatest fucking creature on this planet. My mom, I just fucking talked to her the other day and told her this again, but I've told her many times. In the last 18 years or in the last 20 years, since Haley was born, and I started to like grow up and like understand and have a perspective on like what it is to be a parent. Like around the time when Haley was like 2, 4, 5, whatever, I had a big conversation with my mom where I explained like, dude, the reason I'm such a good fucking parent is because like I actually do things that I was taught, and like you guys, you and grandma, like grandma is like. So my favorite historical figure is Jesus Christ because of like what he stands for and who he is and the type of man he is and the type of person he is and being. And I spent a long time studying scripture and teaching scripture and stuff like that. And I became very, very fond of Jesus Christ. So I could say he is my favorite historical figure. If you were to ask who is your favorite family figure, I would say my grandma, like my grandma. She is like the Jesus Christ sort of like idea. She signifies like the ideal of like proper love. Like I've never seen the Greek word for love. There's a few different ones, and I've never seen philia, love, like familiar family love. I've never seen it done so fucking well in my whole life. Like all the way down to like fucking the comfortable fucking blankets on the ground. Like this is how we keep them alive, guys. This is how we keep them alive. Let's fucking talk about them all the time and bring them up all the fucking time. Yes, they died. They their body passed away, and like their consciousness went off onto another realm, another dimension, another wherever. They moved on to the next realm, right? And we're still here, but we can keep them alive by fucking talking about them. And my grandma was so fucking amazing. Like she would make super comfy fucking spots. And like layer each blanket down, and I remember watching her do this. I'm like 5, 6 years old, and I'm sleeping in the living room. They were in a trailer in Minnesota. They moved up to Minnesota, and they were in a trailer. And anyway, the reason I'm standing still, just side note, and not running around anywhere, is because I just got a text from my customer saying that they're running late and they won't be there for another 45 minutes. So I'm gonna leave here in about 15 minutes. So I'm actually able to smoke a cigarette, talk to you guys. This is kind of cool. That's why, if you're wondering, like, what the fuck, it's like, 12:30 in the afternoon. I'm not usually like this. So, it's not me being lazy or not kicking ass. It's that. So, anyway, Buddy the Elf, favorite people was Grandma and Haley. Oh, and Grandma was fucking badass. I was just talking about that, keeping him alive. So I want to finish that thought, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So my grandma made amazing comfy spots, and then when you're comfortable, she'd come in and like check on you while you're sleeping, and she wouldn't wake you up, and she would come in like, and she'd see her awake, and she goes, "Hey, hi," and she has like a little bit of a Polishness to her, like a little, like not exactly a Polish accent, but like a little bit there, and because her grandma was Polish, so she had used a few words, like she would say, I'm gonna pet you on your dupa. That was her way of saying, hey, don't be so naughty, Hey, watch your mouth. That was her way of saying that. That's what a fucking kind, fucking angelic being she was. Like, holy fuck. Like, that's who I was raised by, was her, and then her person that she made. She made a fucking person and raised the person, my mom, and then my mom fucking raised me. And I have a lot of like masculine traits, and I have a lot of feminine traits, and all the feminine sides of me, the feminine traits, they fucking grabbed on like a motherfucker to those things with my mom, and with my mom, my grandma, and that side of the family. So anyway, fucking genetics are fascinating, and experience is fascinating, and all of that. I brought all that up. The service part and talking about my grandma, all of that had a purpose to get to wrapping this up, and it was to say, you can imagine if you are a person like me that loves to serve others and do good things to them, like my daughters always tell me, like, Dad, you gotta fucking shut it down, like you gotta fucking close it down for just the immediate. Like you literally have your fucking doors wide open, and there's fucking strangers coming in, and then like now, like if you leave the doors open, and I do actually leave the doors open in the summer, like I legit actually do, and I have found like I came into my apartment and I walked in the living room. And fucking pigeon got startled by me walking. He was hanging out in the front room window. He got stuck in the house, and he fucking went and like flew past me. I was like, holy shit. There was another time I came home, and there was a fucking a stray cat male coming up, sniffing up on my girl, my kitty, right here. Hey babes, how's my girl? Yeah, I know. She talks every time you talk to her. She'll go, yeah. Like every time. It's so fucking weird. She's a creep, and she's cool as fuck. And she goes out and she walks with me with no leash outside, and I'll go barefoot at night and I'll go walking around the neighborhood and I'll be dancing like listen to my headphones, and she'll be fucking walking right next to me like a fucking Pokemon. It's so cool. It's so weird. Like I wish I can have that with like a wolf, you know, or like a full grown fucking tiger, but obviously no one would let me do it. So I have this mini one that anyone would let me do it. And when people see me dancing on the street with fucking walking a cat without a leash, you don't see that every day. You know, like you're walking a cat. You know, cats don't fucking listen to people. So, like, me and her are kind of like two spirits together, like fucking animalistic, like go out in the wild. She'll go out all night, I'll go out all night. Next morning, I'll fucking pull up in my truck, I'll back into my parking spot. I get out and I walk, and she can hear me from wherever she's hanging out, blocks away. She runs all over the place, and she meets me in the yard. So I'll be walking through the yard, you know, dancing through the yard. It's kind of a long backyard. I'll show you sometime to get into my back door. And my back door is wide open, of course. Man, I shouldn't fucking say that. But it's not going to be. No, it's not open. Don't come in and steal my shitty TV. The only important stuff is all locked up in this locked safe that's bolted to the ground. So I just. You know, like I have weapons. Like yes, I do. I'm a fucking gun owner. Got a lot of weapons, and they're in a safe, bolted to the fucking ground. And I know how safes work. I know how to get them out. This would be fucking impossible. Like impossible, unless you've had a couple hours, a lot of noise, and everybody in this neighborhood knows me. I've been here for 20 fucking years. Same apartment, 19 years. Raised 2 kids in this apartment. I know every fucking neighbor around. Everyone knows me. And we all get along. And I do dinner with Eleanor, this sweet old 50-year-old bipolar lady that is on disability and has no family and no friends. I do dinner with her every single week. She cooks for me, and then I come over and we visit and hang out. And I do it just because I want to see another human being enjoy themselves. And then she shows me so much appreciation, and I see her light up when we talk about our next plans. And she gets so excited, you know? And like I can't just fucking sit by and let a fucking human being like be isolated and not have social interaction. Like that would suck so bad. Like what if I had nowhere to send this fucking video? Like right now I'm at least talking to you guys, you know what I mean? Like I have a purpose and I have a direction, and I know I get off track, but like I said, if you want to endure and you're somehow entertained or find value from anything I have to say, and you're seeing how I'm thinking things through, that's what's of value to me. I love listening to people think and talk. And like Jordan Peterson is my favorite because when he talks, you can see him like stopping and like thinking and like, well, and then he's very careful with his words, and I fucking love that about him. He has by far been my favorite fucking person I've discovered since I got into podcasts, by far. Like, there's no one who's more influential. I took my dad to go see him live at Chicago Theater downtown last summer, and it was incredible. I go there to listen to this guy talk about psychology and the psychological significance of like the Bible and what's going on in culture right now, and like all types of really cool, crazy things. And that place it was Chicago Theater, man. And it was sold out show. Like, that's rock star status. For a guy sitting and standing and talking. Unbelievable. And he even says it. He's like, this is crazy. Like, every time I'm like, they're showing up. All right, this is interesting, you know? And so, yeah, I just get value out of seeing him think in live. And so I hope you guys get value from this. And if you don't, whatever. At this point, I'm making it as much for me as I am for you. Hopefully, all of us can grow together from all of us doing all these things. Because I watch everybody else's fucking videos. Everybody else who does one, I watch them. And if I'm entertained or get value out of it, or get to know them more or whatever, I fucking stay all the way to the end. And then I will then have a more of a growing relationship with them, so that when I talk to them next, I have fucking context and shit like that. And also by them talking about their ideas, I fucking understand more about my situation just from how, their perspective. This is all good stuff. So anyway, when I mentioned my grandma and the kindness, and I talked about all the other subjects, all of them were all these fucking many branches under a tree trunk, and the tree trunk was doing stuff for other people and other people doing stuff for you, and who should be in your life and who should not be in your life, and who should you cut out of your life and who should you keep in your life. All right, that's a whole issue with all of us, right? And I actually just listened to